People who had come to the Panhandle, wanting only to own a small piece of something, now realized that through easy loans, they could own a piece of anything, and with tractors and threshers, they could do the work of a wagon load of field hands. Occasionally, a person like Fred Faulkner's said it all seemed to be happening too fast. Christ Almighty, the grasslands were being erased from the Great Plains, going the way of the bison and the Indian. If this ground were not meant for grass, what was it for? But maybe rains did follow the plow after all. Sure, Boise City was nothing but a criminal's dream at first, but now it had a railroad station, a new courthouse, a tractor dealership, a couple nice places to eat, and a few grain towers, all surrounded by broken fields of gold and wheat. There could be some truth to the pitch that the front line of civilization kicked water from the sky, because the 1920s brought wet years. A recent past told another story, though. Droughts in the 1870s and 1890s had dissuaded other sodbusters from trying to turn the soil. But the railroad men and pamphleteers had promised that the simple act of tearing up the prairie sod would cause atmospheric disturbances, enough to vary weather patterns. Now that the prairie sod was fully torn up, by God, here was the rain. People were pouring into town, taking up rooms at the Crystal Hotel, suitcase farmers who had no intention of ever settling there. They wanted only to rent out a tractor and a piece of ground for a few days, drop some winter wheat into the fresh-turned fold, and come back next summer for the payoff. It was a game of chance called trying to hit a crop. One suitcase farmer broke 32,000 acres in southeast Kansas in 1921. 4 years later, he plowed twice that amount. The bank seldom said no. After Congress passed the Federal Farm Loan Act in 1916, every town with a well and a sheriff had itself a farmland bank, an institution, offering 40-year loans at 6% interest, borrow $5,000, and payments were less than $35 a month. Any man with a John Deere and half a section could cover that nut. If it was hubris or tempting fate, as some of the church ladies said, well, the United States government did not see it that way. The government had already issued its official view of the rapid churning of ancient prairie sod. The soil is one indestructible, immutable asset that the nation possesses, the Federal Bureau of Soil proclaimed as the grasslands were transformed. It is the one resource that cannot be exhausted, that cannot be used up. And what came after the greed of the easy loans with the backing and sponsors in the federal government? Disaster, as it always ends. This one was later called the Dust Bowl.